Good morning, students. Let us start with new chapter 8, Human Health and Diseases. Okay, so in previous chapter we had already studied about the diseases related to human health. Again in this chapter we are going to learn about various types of diseases, their symptoms, their causes of diseases and many things. And some diseases also related to animals. Okay, so as you all know that no human being in the world can say that he has never fallen ill, right? So in the ancient time people throughout that diseases are caused by evil spirits and devil, but with the help of medical science today we know that causes and also the treatment of nearly all the diseases. So according to WHO, a health is a state of completely physical, mental and a social well-being. Then only we can say, when we will fulfill with all these things, then only we will say ourselves as a healthy person, right? So we having some causes of the diseases, that is any substance or force whose presence in the excess or in the relative low quality causes our diseases. Now how we'll see? So that excess is, first is your biological agents, that is also known as, we can also say as pathogens. Okay, and second is your chemical agents, physical agents, mechanical agents. So there are number of causes of the disease. So we'll start with the biological agents, or we can say pathogens. So under this, such as means virus, bacteria, fungi, so all these things will come under the biological agents, right? Second is your chemical agents. So chemical agents generally divided into 2 points, that is endogenous and exogenous. So endogenous refers to urea, uric acid, tobacco, etc. Means these types of things all will come under the endogenous, under the chemical agents. Okay, and we'll talk about the exogenous. So like the pollution, okay, industrial waste, insecticides, so all these things will conclude in counted in the exogenous. Okay, so if we'll talk about the physical agents, so what are they are heat, cold, humidity, all these things will count under the physical agent. Now mechanical agent, what are these? Maybe some acids types of thing they are saying, right? Like chronic frictions, injury है ना, dissolutions, fractures, etc. all these things will come under the mechanical agents. Okay, now we'll talk about the nutrient agents. Okay, so what is these? Its deficiency means something which is which causes the deficiency of some like protein deficiency, or carbohydrate deficiency, vitamins, fats. So all these things will count under the nutrient agents. Or we have another other factor also. So that other factor maybe we will count our changes in the hormones, है ना, or changes in enzymes, etc. So all these categories will divided into different causes of the disease. Okay, so let us start with pathogens. So what are they exactly? Okay, so there are a number of microorganisms which are pathogens and causes disease to the human body. Okay, now how does one can say that an organism is a pathogen? This is the question, right? How we can find out whether it is a pathogen or not? So answer for this was first worked by the microbiologist, that is Robert Koch, in 1876. Remember this, huh? In 1876, while he was examining the blood of a sheep die, means a sheep which died caused by anthrax. Okay, he, what is anthrax? I'll tell you. He founded a rod shaped bacterium. Okay, inside that sheep blood he founded what? A rod shaped bacterium. Now I'll tell you what is anthrax. So it is a type of disease caused by a spore forming, as you all know, है ना, spore inside that body, spore forming bacterium. It mainly affect animal. Okay, so we are not talking about human, but how human get infected is, human can infected it in a contact with infected animal. If we are in a contact with animal, infected animal, so we can also cause by that disease. Okay, then after that examination of that sheep, what he had done, that he decided to find out the real cause of the disease, for which he developed the technique to isolate culture their bacteria under the laboratory condition. Means he tried to culture that all the process inside the laboratory condition. From his study, he identified a set of 4 condition before attributing a disease. Means a set of 4 diseases. Now what are they? Attributing a disease of particular pathogen, means he have founded different types of pathogens. Okay, so these condition is known as Koch proposed. Okay, this condition, okay, known as Koch proposed. Okay, but the following postulates in his, है ना, germ theory of disease, means he have discussed everything in a germ theory of disease. Okay, so if we'll talk about the reservoir of the infection. Okay, okay, so this laboratory process you can read from here, right? Okay, so what is the receiver of the infection? So where do pathogen live when they are not in a human being causing diseases? Okay, so what are the answer of this question is, answer for this is that for every pathogen there is some receiver or infection in which the pathogen normally resides and does not causes any disease. It may be human or animal. Okay, they can reside under this, means in whether it is a human or animal. Okay, not human or animal, also they can reside in air, water, soil. So there all these disease causing pathogen can live. Okay, so we'll start with the vectors or carriers. Which types of vectors or carriers, है ना? So vectors are these living organisms which spread the pathogen from an infected person to a healthy person. Means by these living organisms they can spread from one infected to another, or they do not suffer from this disease, are so called the receiver host, है ना, that pathogen. Okay, now by soil, how soil, it is the receiver of the tetanus causing of the bacteria. Okay, and food and water, we can say food and water, how, means these are the survivor. Means how this virus of polio, it is a kind of virus, na, polio is a kind of virus. So all these things, all these diseases will go like this. Okay, so these are mainly the receivers of the infection. Now we'll talk about the factors influencing the infection. What are the factors they are influencing as a infection? So there are variable factors, they are responsible to give unequal response when invaded by pathogen. So we'll start with the first, the virulence of the organism. Virulence, this term we can relate with poison. Okay, so the virulence depend on the ability of the organism to invade the host and grow into the tissue. Means in form of a host it can grow it in its tissue. So it is a kind of, it will be a kind of poison, right? So second is your the resistance of the body to the disease. Now how okay, so if the resistance of the body is lower, then the microorganism can easily multiply and causes the disease, right? Hence body should be properly nourished, should be have sufficient sleep and exercise. Means if we are not taking proper exercise or not taking proper sleep, then also we can caused or suffer by these diseases. Okay, now number of invading organism. Okay, invading organism we can say means those who are attacking, okay, in humans. So a person whose body is invaded by a large number of organism is naturally more like to be infected than one who is invaded, right? Okay, now for most important is our immunity, right, है ना, capacity, immunity. Okay, so when the person is vaccinated, है ना, against a disease, he has higher degree of the immunity than a non-treated person. Understood? Heredity also plays an important role in it. Now how heredity means, some peoples are very strong as compared to other person, right? So it maybe it is the role of their heredity, है ना? So that's why they are saying heredity also plays an important role. Now age also very important factor, right? है ना? As compared to a small children's, है ना, adult will not affected that much as compared to a small kid, right? So immunity power also plays a very special role or very main role. Now we'll start with the classification of diseases. So here you will get to know about the classification of diseases. All human diseases can broadly be classified into two categories, okay? That is congenital diseases and acquired diseases. I'll tell you what is congenital disease and what is acquired disease, okay? So what are the example of the congenital disease? So that, for example, sickle cell anemia, right? Hemophilia, diabetes. You have heard already what is diabetes. So these will come under the congenital disease. Now second is your acquired disease. So it again categorized into communicable disease and non-communicable disease. So you can see by this help of this chart, okay? So we'll start with the congenital disease. What is the meaning of this congenital? Okay, so these are the disease which are present since birth, okay? When you are taking birth, maybe this disease can be present inside your body and caused due to the metabolic disorder by defective development or by the genetic disorder, which may be due to the presence of abnormal genes or abnormal number of structure of chromosomes, or we can say heritable. And now I hope you understood. Means it maybe it is your hereditary, because it came because of your hereditary problem or in the changes of chromosomes number or structure, okay? So in short or in easy way, we can say the congenital disease is known to be your since present before your birth, है ना? And why they actually causes due to the metabolic disorder or by the defective development of genetic defective development, okay? So these are the things. So what is the example? I already told you, like sickle cell anemia, है ना, hemophilia, diabetes, all these will come in your congenital disease. Means before the birth you maybe have this, है ना? Now we'll start with the acquired disease. So what is the meaning of acquired disease? These disease which are acquired by the individual any time after the birth, means any time. For example, we can any time means suddenly we can suffer from fever also, na? So like this way, okay? Means after your birth. It may be communicable and non-communicable disease. Now you know what is communicable and non-communicable. We'll see here. So it may be of two type. First of all, what is acquired disease? It may be happen after your birth anytime from any individual, right? So it is categorized into, first we'll talk about the communicable disease. So they are caused by some biological agents or pathogens such as bacteria, virus, all, है ना? I told you what is pathogen, so this will come under this, है ना? Or can spread from one person to another. The things or the disease which cause from one person to another person is called the communicable disease, right? And just opposite, non-communicable, which cannot spread from anyone, okay? So non-communicable disease, or we can say non-infectious disease. So it remains confined to a person and does not easily spread from one person to another person. See, okay, so just like I'll give you the best example, like allergy, right? Allergy will not go from one person to another person, right? Or any if we'll say now deficiency disease, है ना? Deficiency disease means maybe inside your body some protein, lack of protein, lack of something, है ना? So that will also not go from one person to another. Cancer also, genetic disease. Genetic means it already inside your body, so it will not pass from any person to another. Or any heredity related disease, right? So all these things will come under the acquired disease. Okay, now come on, communicable or infectious disease, okay? So, communicable or infectious disease, like such disease are caused by the biological agents such as virus, bacteria, right? So, these are also called as pathogens, है ना? So, communicable disease spread from one person to another very rapidly, है ना? Like tuberculosis, tetanus, or cholera. All these examples are some of the examples of communicable disease. So, these disease can be transmitted through how they get transmitted. So, by air or water or physical contact, है ना, or by insect, है ना. Insect we can say the example of mosquito, है ना. So this will come. Now you can see here types of communicable disease. You can see here the names in this table, है ना, types of diseases and name of the diseases. Okay. So now I'll tell you in short modes of transmission. So modes of transmission is where best example is communicable disease. Now you will ask what is transmission? Transmission means transfer, right? If something is transferred from one person to another person, that is also known as a transmission. So the best example is communicable disease. All these disease will come under the modes of transmission. Okay. Now it depends, they are going directly or indirectly. So directly, how? Directly like contact with between infected or a healthy person in a contact with, right? Or bite of an animal. So this is called by direct transmission. Okay. And how indirect? We can say by dirty hands and fingers. Okay. By house flies, है ना, which carry the pathogen. So all these will come under the transmission. Okay, so we'll start with the disease caused by the pathogens. Okay, so here okay, one more thing is given, stages of communicable disease. All these stage will tell you about the first period, second period, means how these symptoms will see. First that person will get sick, है ना. Then secondly you will see that the rapidly develop the symptoms. Okay, then then person will suffer fever, है ना. So all this is called the stages of the communicable disease.